Hello, hello, and welcome back to some more Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane, where last time we completed case number 2. And this time we're going to be moving on to case number 3. The Origins of Horus. Who's this now? I'm sorry, Tyrion. There were so many things that I wanted to tell you. So many things that I wanted to show you. But I'm afraid I can't do that now. I need you to be strong now. This world is bleak, merciless, and unforgiving. But I've seen you, and know how bright the light within you is. Use my eyes. Peer beyond the divine gate as I once did. Use it to reclaim the future. I always forget that I have to click on that title screen. I expect it to move on its own. It doesn't. You have to click. Preposterous! Completely and utterly preposterous. You have a very pointy nose, good sir. Is something wrong, Lord Van Stratus? You filthy rat! You cheated, didn't you? That's right, you're just a cheat and a charlatan. Do you have any evidence to prove that ridiculous claim? I mastered chess before you could crawl out of whatever rat hole you came from. Not the chess again. Do you honestly expect anyone to believe that you could defeat me? Honestly, I'm just as disappointed as you are. I was expecting more of a challenge from House von Stranctus. I keep said Stratton. There's no T there. It's Sanctus. But I suppose all the gold in the world can't buy you a modicum of skill. Or modicum. I don't know. Words. You little upstart. I'll... It's preposterous. Totally preposterous, I'm sure. So, that was something. Yeah, I knew that he'd get angry, but I didn't expect him to make a scene like that. Well, you did insult him. Not to say that he didn't deserve it. Come on, I love seeing those conceited nobles lose their minds when I beat them. It's half the fun of playing these tournaments. Wow, where's this confidence when we're in the courthouse? That's, court cases are different. You have to deal with real-world elements during a trial, and that includes Prosecutor Steelwind. Prosecutor Steelwind, huh? I wonder if she plays chess. Probably. Let me just take a moment to look at the background here as well. It's a very nice background. Cool architecture. There's a big statue that I'm relatively confident I'll be examining later. Anyways, we should celebrate somewhere in town. Even if he was a pushover, you just beat one of the top-ranked chess players in the kingdom. I saw a cafe when we were walking around. The food smelled great. I'd really like to go there. We could always go to one of the cafes in the capital. There are plenty of places to choose from there. Trust me, I've travelled around the world. There's nothing better than food from a thriving port city. Alright, I suppose there's no harm in staying a little longer. Yeah, there's a big old market streets down here. And they even have chairs with their desks. What a novel concept. So, you seek to enter the domain of the Deathbringer songstress? Well, if glory is what you seek, then look no further. Nice hat. If you stand before Mosawaka Tudor, the Dark Lord of Oranax, or something like that, probably. Rika? Is that you? It appears that my reputation precedes me. How good of you to... Wait, you're Tyrion? You're back. Hi? You... Why didn't you tell anyone that you were back in town? Do you have any idea how worried we've all been? Do you two know each other? Right. Celeste, this is... her name, again. Wasawaka Tudor. Let's go with that. I was friends with her when I lived here many years ago. Wait, you used to live here? Yeah. Oranax is actually the town I grew up in. What? But you were in such a hurry to leave before. You came here to eat, right? If you're still hungry, I can bring you some of our best dishes on the house. No, I couldn't possibly. Come on, don't be like that. It's been years since I've seen you. And you know how good my food is. Okay, but only for a little while. Now, tell me everything. I want to know all about what you've been doing since you left. Attorneying. Did you know I'm an attorney? What do you think about this, Shrieker? Speaking about such things would be beneath me. So, are you going to introduce us? Right. This is Celeste McCoy. She's my bodyguard. Bodyguard? And Celeste, this is... as if I need such introductions. I am Masawaka Tudor, Dark Lord of Aranax, High Archmagi of the Cadmium Flames, and the proud proprietor of this cafe. Oh. Okay. I was friends with her when I used to live here. She's a little eccentric, but she's a good person at heart. Hey! She's also a common folk mage like you. You can tell by the hat. Ah, so you come from the same humble beginnings that I do. Which spells have you mastered? I haven't really mastered any of them. I know about 7 spells, though. 7? How do you know a fraction of a spell? I guess you know, 2, then. Apparently. I've been usurped! Look at you, Mr. Big Shot. You're wearing a suit now, and you even have a bodyguard. Do you get an office job in the big city? Something like that. I'm actually a defense attorney now. Defense attorney? I see. Is that why you left town with that scary lady? Scary lady? Are you talking about Ruby? Miss Tamora adopted me when my mother passed several years ago. After that, she began training me to become an attorney like her. Wait, you've been studying to be an attorney since you were a kid? Well, I guess that explains why you're so young for a lawyer, said the 19-year-old mercenary. Yeah, I guess you've got me there. Are you the owner of this cafe, Rika? You always spoke about opening one when we were kids. Yup, and it's all thanks to the Draconian Trading Company. Dracogen. Draconian actually means something. Dracogen it is! A company's owner invested in my business idea after trying my food. Because of him, I was able to open up here just like I've always dreamed. Dracogen Trading Company? Don't think I've heard of them. They're pretty small right now, and they're only operating in Oranax. But I hear that they're planning to expand their operations throughout Wyvengard. But I would have thought that Lord Van Sanctus would have weeded out any competition. After all, he owns one of the largest businesses in the kingdom. Lord Van Sanctus? Isn't he that pompous noble that I beat in the chess tournament this morning? Wait, that was you? I didn't even know he was a businessman. Von Sanctus Industries invented these arcane constructs that we saw in the Imperial Academy. How do you not know about these things? You practically fight against nobles for a living. Bleh. Politics. Is it just me, or does the city look less depressing than before? Oh, right. You left the city before the new merchants appeared. New merchants? Like from Merchants Guild? Yeah, the Dracogen Trading Company was one of the first. They started operating here and bought the Arcane refinery a few years ago. After that, merchants from all over Wyvengard started coming here. Well, being based in a port city would definitely give them an edge. And their presence has really helped the city's economy. They aren't owned by the nobility, and they pay their employees a lot more than Von Sanctus does. It's really improved the quality of life for the people here. I doubt Von Sanctus appreciates the competition, though. There's even talk about forming employee-run unions. Oh, Von Sanctus definitely won't appreciate that. I would expect not. So, you still play chess? Yeah, I'm nationally ranked too. I heard that an upstart commoner defeated Lord Van Sanctus at a tournament this morning, but I had no idea they were talking about you. Upstart commoner? The name suits you, Tyrion. Hey, do you still do that thing when you play? No. What thing? Nothing. She's not talking about anything. Wait, you're actually embarrassed about it? When we were kids, you did it even more than I did. What? What did he used to do? Why don't you show her, Tyrion? I'd rather not. Come on, show us, Tyrion. I think I'm a little too old for this. You're never too old to tap into your inner Chuny. Do it, Tyrion. Yeah, do it. Peer pressure. Those who stand in the shadows, those who fear the light of divinity, your Imperials will fall and your armies will perish! Kneel and cower before the divine gaze of the Eye of Horus! But well, that's why I don't do it anymore. No, that was great. It was really cool, Tyrion. And why are you laughing? You were just doing it a moment ago. Yeah, but she owns it. Ugh. Used to say something else before, too. I won't let anyone stand in my way, even if they're a man, king, or god. Yeah, that's it. He still says that sometimes. Oh, looks like our order is here. Saved by the bell. And the food. No, really? Yep, it turned out that it was the headmaster the entire time. Wow, I would have never figured that out. How did you know, Tyrion? Maybe he saw it with his Eye of Horus. But wow, I can't believe it. I never thought court cases could be that dramatic. Well, it's been nice catching up with you, Rika. But I think it's time for us to get going. What? But we just got here. It's okay. I'm sure you're pretty busy nowadays. I won't keep you any longer. But be sure to write, okay? Don't just go and disappear like last time. Yeah, I'll stay in touch. You'd better. And there's a lot of ruckus out here. Hey, Tyrion? Yeah? Never mind. It's nothing. Okay. Hi, could we rent a carriage for travel to Rathloam? Sorry, but travel outside the city is temporarily closed. What? Why? Haven't you heard? The Knights of the King's Guard have locked down the city. They set up a blockade and everything. Check the city gates if you don't believe me. This is outrageous! How long do you plan on keeping us here? Sorry, but we have our orders. We can't let anyone outside the city until our investigation is complete. Can you at least tell us what's going on? Why is the entire city being blockaded? Sorry, sir, we're not allowed to release that information. You'll just have to make other arrangements while we sort this out. Actually, I haven't seen you two around before. I'll need to take down your names and occupations for our records. What? Why? It's fine, Celeste. We're better off just cooperating with them. I'm Tyrion Cuthbert. I'm a defense attorney. Fine. I'm Celeste McCoy, bodyguard. Thanks. A blockade! I have an important engagement tomorrow. What am I supposed to do now? This can't possibly be legal. I don't think it's their fault. What do we do now? We don't know how long the city is going to be blockaded. We should find a place to stay overnight, just in case. Well, this is a very familiar background. No paintings in this one. Similar Taverns Limited. Looks like everyone else had the same idea. Hey, welcome to the Egwincard Tavern. What can I do for you? Could we get 2 rooms for the night? Sorry, I can't even spare 1 room. We're completely full with the blockade and all. Wait, let me take care of this. Well, would you look at that? One of our rooms just opened up. How fortuitous. Only 1? Hey, the entire city's locked down. Even with your gold, that's the best I can do for you. What? Embarrassed to share a room with me, Tyrion? No, it's just... Well, it's better than nothing. So, how should we... Oh, I was just kidding before. You can have the bed. I'll just sleep on the floor. What? Gadzooks! I can't just let you... Please, we may both be commoners, but you live a cushy life in the city. I'm a mercenary. I've lived on the road for years. I sleep like this all the time. Alright, but tell me if you change your mind. Yeah. There is at least a nice rug to lay on, if nothing else. But hey, I didn't see you there. I was just walk past him. What? Hey, watch it! Quit shoving me! Wait, whoa! Holy crap, pull me back up! I can't hold on for much longer! Ugh, you idiot! What are you doing? What? Grab his arm and pull him up. My hand! What the hell are you doing? Your grip is too tight. Stop that. Wait, I can still... No! What happened? I should have been able to... By the scaled lord, he fell in. No. I can use this. That's right, I can still make this look like it was all his fault. How very ominous. Also, I think Eris may have Eris'd again. Tyrion, I'm so sorry. I can't believe they made you watch. Are you okay? Right, of course not. Are you going to keep fighting them? What? Are you going to keep fighting them in nobility? I don't know if I can anymore. Today they showed me what they're truly capable of. I was naive. I thought that the truth would prevail, but... I'm only one person. I can't do this alone anymore. So, you're just gonna give up? You're the only one who'll fight against them. If you're just gonna give up, then... Was my mother's death truly pointless? I'm sorry. Teach me how to be like you. What? You said that you can't do this alone anymore, right? So teach me how to be a defense attorney. I can help you. We can fight them together. Tyrion, you're just a child. I can't just... Miss Tamora, please? I don't have anything left. Please just take me away from here. Mom. It was all a dream, and something is burning, by the sound of things. Celeste, are you up? Huh? Oh, it's raining. Are you okay? What's wrong? Nothing. It's nothing. Anyways, do you know if the city is still under lockdown? I haven't checked yet. I was waiting for you to wake up. It is dark and raining, and the blockade still hasn't disappeared. Looks like we can't leave yet. They've even doubled down on the guards. What's going on here? Tyrion! Tyrion, it's terrible. But there was an accident at the Arcane refinery last night. One of my friends who worked there, he fell into a vat of chemicals. He's turned into the Joker. Wait, no. He's dead. Oh, Rika, I'm so sorry. If there's anything I can do... Lord Van Sanctus is blaming the Dracogen Trading Company. He's trying to charge the owner with criminal negligence. Tyrion, you're a lawyer, aren't you? Can you help them? I don't think I can. What? But... Rika, I specialise in homicide cases, and most of my clients are mages who's been charged with murder. Never even tried a case like this before. There isn't any magic involved, and there's no killer. Don't worry, I'm sure that the Dracogen Trading Company knows plenty of qualified attorneys who can help. I'm not so sure about that. Think about it. A lord from one of the four pillar families is pressing those charges. Do you honestly think anyone else will try to fight them on this? Alright, I'll see what I can do. Really? But please don't get your hopes up. I have very little information to work with right now. And to be perfectly honest, I'm really out of my element. That's okay. I'm sure Mr. Dracogen will take any help he can get. Plus, it's bound to turn into a homicide case at some point. They always do. Mr. Dracogen? He's the owner of the Dracogen Trading Company. You can tell from the name. You should be at the old Arcane refinery right now. Been away from the shop for too long, so I can't come with you. But drop by the cafe if there's anything I can do to help. Alright, we're here. Wow, so this is an Arcane refinery. I always saw this place as a child, but I never really understood what they do here. Those machines refine the arcane crystals that are used in artificery. Those crystals are used as a power source for conducting magical energy. Hello there. You must be the attorney that Miss Tudor spoke about. I am. I take it you're the guild master of the Dracogen Trading Company? Yes, my name is Stefanik Dracogen. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. I really appreciate you lending your aid in this matter. I already told Rika this, but I've never tried a civil case before. I will need to learn more about what happened before I can decide whether or not I can represent you. I'm honestly not sure how much help I can be. Well, there isn't a single attorney in Aranax that will represent me. So I'll accept whatever help I can get. Where should we start, though? This case is probably different from the homicides that we're used to. All two of them. Homicide or not, the case resolves... Homicide or not, the case revolves around a wrongful death. If I did represent Dracogen, I would need to prove that he wasn't at fault for the accident. To do that, we should start by finding out how and why the accident occurred. You should also question the witnesses who saw the victim when it happened. And it wouldn't hurt to take a look at the scene of the accident, either. I am, in fact, an attorney. What do you think about this? Sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but I don't think I can tell you much about that. Know anything about this blockade? Would you happen to know anything about the blockade surrounding the city? I know that the King's Guard is involved, but that's about all I know. I am a bit curious as to what's caused such a stir. But I suppose they have more pressing matters to focus on right now. Yeah, the blockade was in place even before this incident happened. So it can't be directly related, but it might be indirectly related. To start, could you tell us exactly what happened? Well, it all began during the work rush yesterday evening. One of my employees fell from the walkway and into a vat of magical chemicals. Those chemicals contain extremely volatile and destructive evocation magic. Because of that, he unfortunately died before we could have pulled him out. I see. But that all just sounds like an unfortunate accident. Why is Lord Van Sanctus blaming you for what happened? There are guardrails on the walkways to prevent people from falling. Supposedly, those guardrails broke apart when that employee tried to lean against it. According to Van Sanctus, the accident was a direct result of my negligence to maintain the refinery. But my employees have taken great care to inspect and maintain the facilities. I have no idea how this happened. I would like to note that this is the second detective game I played in a row where Case 3 has involved someone tumbling off a walkway, through a railing, and into a large vat of something or other. Quite the coincidence. Earlier you said that the victim was an employee of yours. Could you tell us more about them? Yes, I hired him just a few months ago. It's a shame what happened to him. He was a young man named Justin Wayne. Was he a good employee? He was a hard worker, but he was a bit rough around the edges when he first started. Before working for me, I heard that he'd always spend his time with the local delinquents. Miss Tudor practically begged me to hire him. She told me that he wanted to turn his life around. So Tudor supposedly begged Stefanik Drakagen to hire Justin Wayne. Wanted Justin to turn his life around. Supposedly he used to spend a lot of time with some local delinquents. When you live a life like Justin's, it helps when you have something to give you some structure and direction. So I decided to give the boy a chance by hiring him. He was clearly a hard worker. He did well to earn his keep. He always followed the rules, too. So I have no idea why he was up in that walkway. Earlier you mentioned that Justin wasn't supposed to be on the walkway. What did you mean by that? Well, Justin worked in an entirely different department. He was part of a team that managed packaging and freight. He had no business being inside the refinery building, much less the upper walkway. Huh. Was he the type of person to wander around places that he's not supposed to? No. Like I said before, he always followed my rules. It all just makes this whole situation that much more confusing. Justin Wayne was a star employee known to follow all of Stefanik Drakagen's rules and regulations. He worked in an entirely different department and wasn't supposed to be near the refinery walkway. We have no idea why he was there. Was there anyone else around when the accident occurred? Did anyone see Justin fall? There were many employees here at the time, but there were only a handful of witnesses who actually saw Justin fall from the walkway. Who were these witnesses? If I remember correctly, Miss Tudor was the one who saw him fall. Wait, Rika was there when it happened? Yes, she witnessed the accident alongside the Harbour Master. Morrison. Oh, you're acquainted with him? I am. But what were all these people doing here in the first place? Rika is a cafe owner, and Morrison is a harbour master. I'm a little concerned about that myself. I'm still unsure about Miss Tudor, but the harbour master was accompanied by a nobleman of some sort. A nobleman? I'm not privy to the specifics. But apparently that nobleman had the legal authority to go wherever he wanted to. Awkward. Such a shame. Can't believe this accident happened under my watch. And same.
Repario Arcanum!
Well, that's a lot of stuff. I bet it's all artificery related. There are traces of transmutation magic on this power box. Maybe not. It is an artificery device, so that's not too out of the ordinary. Guess so. There are traces of transmutation magic on these parts of the vat. I'm honestly not quite sure how these vats even work. Perhaps transmutation magic is used in the refinement process somehow. All seems in order there, then. It's a power box. It contains artificery hardware and an arcane power cell. It's connected to the chemical vats, so it must control some function of the refinery. It's a vat filled with chemicals that I can't quite identify. According to Celeste, these chemicals are used to refine and create arcane crystals. These metal stairs lead up to the walkway above. And we can move up there. Cool. Well, that seems to be about everything to look at down here. Okay. Up we go. Ah, yes, very green. And that's where we just were down there. Tyrion, did you need me to scan for magical traces? Well, there aren't any magical elements in this case. Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to check. Alright.
Repario Arcanum!
What? What's wrong? There are traces of transmutation all over the guardrails. And the bridge itself, by the looks of it. Transmutation? Do you see those traces anywhere else on the walkway? No, it's only this area. Yeah, it cuts off there. Magical traces of transmutation on the guardrail that Justin supposedly broke while falling. Only on the rails Justin broke, but not anywhere else on the walkway. Transmutation is the school of magic that changes the properties of physical objects. Usually mages use transmutation spells to strengthen and repair objects. Someone used a spell to change the physical properties of the guardrails. Judging by the current state of the rails, we can only include one thing. Right, someone used a transmutation spell to weaken the guardrails. Afterwards, the guardrails were so weak that Justin accidentally broke them. And only these guardrails were weakened. The sabotage rails are right next to this vat of corrosive chemicals, too. There was a clear intention behind the actions of this unknown mage. Judging by what happened, that intention can only be one thing. Whoever sabotaged the guardrail wanted someone to fall into the vat. Why else would they only target those specific guardrails? But why? Who would do this? Tyrion? Tyrion? What? Huh? Are you okay? Right. Sorry. Anyways, if it weren't for your detective magic, everyone would have written this off as an accident. Magical traces are only detectable for 48 hours after a mage casts a spell. That means that whoever cast the transmutation spell did so recently. Right.
Arcanum!
There are traces of evocation magic on the chemicals in these vats. That makes sense. Evocation is the school of magic for spells that create and disperse energy. These chemicals probably induce some sort of magical reaction to create arcane chemicals. Crystals. Chemically crystals. Crystally chemicals. It's a vat of dangerous magical chemicals. Let's not fall into it. Supposedly they're corrosive enough to dissolve anyone unfortunate to fall into it. Understandable. Yeah, why these ones are open-topped when none of the others are, I'm not sure. Seems unsafe, even with the guardrail, honestly. Looks like the guardrails completely broke apart. The rails are completely rusted, too. Was Drakajin lying about properly maintaining the site? No, we already did the examining magic-y bit. Yes, that is my intention. Oh, fine. Okay, here's our talk to your partner area for the case. Statue. It's a statue of some kind of daredevil? That's Ferdinand Dumont, a famous stunt performer and physicist. I heard he used to run shows here several decades ago. He'd always jump over large obstacles or crevices in some kind of wheeled vehicle. I heard he even tried to create flying machines near the end of his career. Flying machines? Yeah. I heard he didn't even use magic to make them fly. It's a shame the kingdom hasn't tried to develop his research further. Several businesses have opened up since the last time I came here. And they all seem to be pretty busy. The blockade is preventing people from leaving the city. The local shops will probably be getting a lot more business until the King's Guard lets us out.
Repario Arcanum!
Nada. Had to check. Yeah, and all of the buildings gonna say the same thing. Fine. Let's get back out of the rain. I want to save the harbour for last, I think. There are some barrels stacked in the corner here. And I have nothing else to say about them. The table that we're sitting at seems relatively new. Rika apparently had them custom made by the local carpenter. Plant. Rika seems to have decorated the entire cafe with several plants and flowers. The greens add a fresh and rustic ambience to the restaurant. There's a shelf full of drinks, mugs, cream and sugar behind the restaurant counter. This must be where they prepare coffee to be served. I should have examined this earlier when we had her with us. Never mind.
Repario Arcanum!
No. I wonder what those two are doing here. The Knights of the Blockade said they were investigating something. There must be magic involved if the Inquisition is here. Do you think it has anything to do with what happened to Justin? I doubt it. We didn't see any Inquisition Knights at the refinery. But they didn't know it was a magic-related case at the time. It must just be a coincidence, surely. You're probably right. But I'm kind of curious about what the Inquisition is investigating. It has nothing to do with our case, until it does. It'll be best to leave them to their business. No, it wouldn't. Alright. Oi, you there. You'll best clear out. The knights have closed the harbour. Morrison? Huh, do I know ye? Wait, Cuthbert, is that you? Hi? I heard from little Moroska that you were back in town. What can I do for you? We heard that you were at the refinery yesterday. From what we heard, you witnessed the accident. We wanted to ask you some questions about what you saw. I'm an attorney now, and I ask questions. Oh, right. Moroska mentioned you're an attorney now. What? I just hope you're still not hung over I just hope you're not still hung up over that business with your mother. Sorry, I guess it's none of my business. Anyways, I'll tell you what I know. I'm an attorney. What can you tell us about this, Morrison? Sorry, I don't know much about those sorts of things. I better ask someone else. Buckagin told us that you witnessed the accident. Aye, it was a horrible thing what happened. No one deserved what happened to that poor lad. Could you tell us what you saw? Well, I was showing a patron around town, and for some reason he really wanted to take a look at the refinery. Something about checking out the local art of fishery. Anyways, he was looking at the machinery. Then suddenly Moroska came running towards us. She was trying to tell us something, but the damn machines were too loud for us to hear her. After a while she just pointed at the walkway and we saw the horrible sight. We saw someone fall into the vat. By the time we could get them to stop the machines, it was too late. Could you tell us how Justin fell off the walkway? Was it because the guardrail broke under his weight? Aye, he did, but it was a little strange. The guardrail was made out of metal, ye? But the way it broke, you would have thought that it was made out of cardboard. He barely leaned on it and it just broke apart. This sounds familiar. I doubt it's made out of, well, I don't really want to spoil the other game. You mentioned that you were escorting a patron when the accident happened. Who was he? Did he witness the accident too? Aye, he was right there with me when Rika was trying to get our attention. It'd be hard to miss it with the commotion she was making. As for who he was, he said his name was Aster. Do you know what his surname was? No. The lad was really secretive with his last name for some reason. On the night of the accident, Moroska frantically approached Noah Morrison and a man named Aster, trying to tell them something, but they couldn't hear her over the noise produced by the refining machines. They noticed Moroska was pointing at the walkway, so they looked there and saw a figure lean on a guardrail and break it. They fell in from the walkway into the vat. Why were you escorting this Aster in the first place? Don't you have to manage the harbour? Well, I can't really manage anything because of them. They blockaded all sea travel at the city till this mess is sorted out. We have a lot of knights investigating the harbour. Do you know what they're looking for? Well, you didn't hear this from me, but according to them, Aster's ship just up and vanished in the dead of night. Vanished? As in someone hijacked it? That's the thing. The guards would have noticed if someone would have driven off with a ship, especially one of that size. What I heard, one of the guards could have sworn that they saw it vanish in a flash of light. A flash of light? Like something created from a spell? What kind of ship was it? Do you know how large it was? From the size of it, I'd say that it was probably a galleon. That's quite big. Very big. I wonder who this Aster person is. He must be high profile if they're calling in the Kingsguard and the Inquisition for him. You spent some time with him, am I correct, Morrison? Did he tell you where he was staying? If I remember right, he's staying at the local inn near the town square. Wait, that's the tavern that we were staying at. If he's this high profile, why is he staying at an inn for commoners? No idea. He's an eccentric one for sure. Gonna tell him about the transmutation on the guardrails? Well, no. Well, let's see. We have a boat. It's a modest ship. It's probably used by local businesses to transport goods by sea. I can't help but feel nostalgic seeing these ships. I used to travel by sea all the time when I was travelling the world. It was probably my favourite part. It does sound pretty nice. I'd like to try riding one day. Yeah, sure. You get motion sick pretty easily. Sailing on a ship might kill you. Maybe not then. There are several crates containing all kinds of goods. There must be the merchandise of the local businesses. A row of houses line the edge of the harbour. When I was a kid, I always dreamed of saving up enough gold to buy my own house on the harbour front. Well, you have a job as an attorney now. You can always move back here. No. If possible, I never want to return to this city again.
Repario Arcanum!
Well, no sign of the missing ship with the detect magic. Another familiar background. Morrison said that Aster is staying in one of the rooms at this tavern. But which room is it? We could always just check each room. That might irritate the patrons, though. And if Aster doesn't want to be found, we might alert him if we annoy too many people. I guess you're right. Your family owns a tavern, right? If you had to put a VIP somewhere, which room would you choose? I guess it would probably be the one at the end of the hallway. That's the one I use at my family's tavern. So, is it just me, or does this hallway look similar to one in your family's tavern? Well, most taverns use the same architecture, so I don't think it's that strange. No, but it looks exactly like the McCoy Tavern. It's uncanny. It's as if whoever made this tavern decided to just reuse the same design. Hey, stop breaking the fourth wall. Hey, making unique designs is difficult, Tyrion, and it costs money. Do you really think developers should be spending resources on a location that you'll only see once? Hey, stop breaking the fourth wall. I don't know. It just seems kind of lazy. Well, if it bothers you so much, why don't you pave the assets required to make a new one? Hello? I'm terribly sorry, but if your business isn't urgent, I'd like to be left alone. So, sorry if I'm intruding, but are you Aster? My name is Tyrion Cuthbert. I'm the defense attorney of Stefanik Rakajan. From what I've heard, you witnessed the accident at the refinery yesterday? I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions about what you saw. Those are indeed very fancy-looking clothes. Tyrion Cuthbert, the protege of the infamous Ruby Tamora. So, you know who I am. I do. I know you very well. I'm your biggest fan. Say what? I can't believe it! The infamous Tyrion Cuthbert is standing right in front of my tavern room. I've read all about your feats, Mr. Cuthbert. You successfully indicted the head of House Pierce. You didn't think twice about confronting a member of House Frigga. And you even defeated Lord Van Sanctus in the chess tournament yesterday. I'm so lost right now. And you must be Celeste McCoy, Tyrion's first client and the Crimson Demon of the Eastern Kingdoms. How did you find out about that name? The Crimson what? Don't ask. Anyways, if you are Aster, does this mean you witnessed the accident with the Harbour Master yesterday? Yes, I did. Are you going to interrogate me about what I saw? I'll answer whatever questions you have. Well, it's nice to have a very willing witness for once.
Repario Arcanum.
I'm an attorney, but I think you knew that already. What can you tell me about this? Sorry, I'd love to help you, but I can't say much about that. You clearly know who I am, but I'm still unsure of who you are, Aster. My apologies. But I would prefer to keep my full identity hidden for now. In any case, what is your business in Oranax? I was accompanying a ship transporting goods to Lord Van Sanctus. The same ship that was magically stolen? I'm surprised you found out about that. The King's Guard have been trying their best to keep that information hidden. But I suppose I shouldn't expect anything less from you, Mr. Cuthbert. What was on that ship? Must be pretty valuable to be worth stealing. I doubt that there was anything on that ship worth drawing the ire of the entire kingdom. The truth is, during the time that my ship was stolen, I was supposed to be on it. I see. The theft of the ship might have actually been an attempt to kidnap you. That's my current theory, anyway. It wouldn't make sense otherwise. According to Morrison, you were also in the refinery that night. Did you witness the moment the victim fell into the vat? I did. Could you tell us exactly what you saw? Every detail you can remember could be important. Well, it all began when I was visiting the refinery with the Harbour Master. I was inspecting the refinery's machines when a girl frantically ran towards us. She was hysterical. It looked like she was trying to tell us something, but we couldn't hear her over the noise of the machines. When she realised that we couldn't hear her, she simply pointed at the walkway. That's when we saw Justin Wayne fell off of it and into the vat. This next question is very important. Did you see the victim break the guardrail by leaning on it? Yes, he broke the guardrail before he fell. Well, the way he fell was very strange, though. You mentioned the way the victim fell was strange. Did you feel like the guardrail broke too easily? Well, yes. How did you know? It matches with the statement that the Harbour Master gave us. But yes, the guardrail broke the moment Justin leaned on it. And I suppose he was extremely limp when falling, too. You don't say. His body was limp? Normally, when falling from a great height, one would flail their arms, yes? But when I saw him falling, he wasn't moving at all. Did you see the expression on his face? He might have been unconscious. I'm afraid I couldn't see anything on his face. It was much too dark to make out his features. Wait, you didn't actually see his face? How do you know it was actually him that fell in? Well, who else could it have been? No one else has been reported missing. He also found the remnants of Justin's body in the vat. It was definitely him that fell in. Oh, really? Esther, we'll respect your privacy if you don't want to tell us who you are, but could you at least answer one question for me? I can make no promises, but I'll do my best to tell you what I can. Are you a mage? Oh, is that all? Yes, I am a mage, and I'm quite the practiced one at that. You see, Celeste cast Detect Magic to look at the scene of the accident. We found traces of transmutation magic at the scene. Namely, on the guardrails that Justin fell through. But what? I can't believe it! What? Are you telling me that a mage used transmutation magic to weaken the rails? Wait, does that mean this was actually a murder made to look like an accident? And you asked me if I was a mage? Does that mean that I'm a potential suspect? You'd have to sound quite so happy about it. This is the greatest thing to ever happen to me. You really don't have to be quite so happy about it. Sorry, it's not right of me to get so excited about something this serious. But it's like something right out of a mystery novel. Good chat. Tyrion, you're back. Did you talk to Mr. Dracogen? I did. I'm still not sure what to make of him just yet. But after what I've seen today, I don't think I can turn a blind eye to what's happening. I'll represent him in court for the criminal case. Thanks, it really means a lot to me. On that note, you were at the refinery when the accident occurred, am I correct? Yes, I was. May I ask you a few questions? I'm an attorney, and I ask questions. Of course, I'll do whatever I can to help. By the way, why were you at the refinery that day? Didn't you have to work at the cafe? I was making a food delivery to Justin. Wait, you were delivering food to the victim? Yeah, he never had the time to make his own dinner. So I always delivered his dinner during the evening break. But that night I couldn't find him in the freight area, so I went looking for him in the refinery building. So, the accident happened while you were delivering his food. Which is a fish, apparently. Well, we are by the sea, I presume. It's a harbour. Did you talk to Justin at all before the accident? I did. When I finally found him in the refinery building, he seemed busy. He told me to leave his food in the break room. Did he say what he was busy with? He said that he had a meeting scheduled with Mr. Dracogen. We should ask him about that later. We've gotten a few witness accounts already, but just to double check, what did you see during the accident? Sorry, I'm sure that it was a disturbing sight. Do you need to take a moment? No, it's okay. It happened after Justin told me to leave his food in the break room. It was my first time inside the refinery, so I spent some time looking at all the machines. That's when I suddenly heard a strange sound from the walkway. When I looked to see what it was, I saw Justin fall from there. I tried to find someone to help him, but no one could hear me because of how loud the machines were. Before I finally got them to understand what happened, it was already too late. Did you see the guardrail break when Justin fell off the walkway? Or specifically, did it break from Justin's weight? I'm honestly not sure. I was too busy trying to find help. That does not add up. We have one testimony that suggests he fell off the walkway and then she tried to get their attention. And we have two other testimonies that suggest that she tried to get their attention and then he fell off the walkway. Something's off with the timing here. Could you tell us more about the victim? What kind of person was he? He was a good person. He fell in with a bad crowd a few years ago, but he was starting to turn his life around. I saw how much he was trying to change, so I asked Mr. Dracogen to give him a job. I really wanted to help him change his life for the better. But this job just ended up killing him. You can't blame yourself for this. No one could have known that this would happen. I guess you're right. It's hard not to think about, though. Was he the type of person to go places that he wasn't supposed to? No, not anymore. He really wanted to make a good impression on Mr. Dracogen. He always talked about following the rules. He even got mad at me a few times when I accidentally broke Dracogen's protocols. You mentioned that Justin fell in with a bad crowd before. I've also heard that he used to hang out with a band of local delinquents. Could you tell us more about them? Rika, this information will help us with our investigation. I need to speak with the other people who knew him. Do you know where I could find his delinquent friends? I'm sorry, I really didn't know him that well. Rika, are you hiding something from me? What? What? Of course not. What would the Dark Lord of Aranax possibly have to hide from you? What do you think about this? I'm terribly sorry for what happened to Justin. Are you doing okay? Yeah, it's difficult to think about sometimes. You always hear about these things happening, but you never expect them to happen to people you know. But have no fear, it will take more than this to bring down the High Archmagi. Hooray! Rika, you know about Justin's friends, don't you? Rusted Tudor will perform questionable acts to protect the people she cares about. She has your best interests at heart and will always act in a way that she thinks is beneficial for your well-being. She isn't very good at deception. She will often revert to her dramatic personally when trying to hide the truth from you. Just be honest with me. I'm not hiding anything. I really don't know that much about him. I may have delivered his food, but he was just a customer to me. I might have believed that you delivered his food because he was a good customer, but that wasn't all you did for him. You saw that he was trying to turn his life around. And you begged Dracogen to set him up with a job. You wouldn't just do that for a customer that you barely knew. Well, that still proves nothing. I am Roska Tudor, High Archmage of the Cadmium Flame. Is it so hard to believe that I took pity on a stranger? It would only be right for me to equip a commoner with the means to change his life. Well, You're not a good liar, Rika. You would have risked a lot by asking Dracogen to hire a stranger, especially a stranger with a dubious past like Justin. What if Justin fell back into his old ways? That would have surely brought about consequences on you and your business. You wouldn't take a risk like that unless you knew him well enough to trust him. Okay, fine, I guess we were friends. Like I said before, he was trying to leave his old life behind. He didn't like talking about the person he was back then. He wanted to forget about it, and I never brought it up. I doubt that, Rika. In fact, I'm sure that you were friends for at least a few years. With a friendship that old, I'm sure he would have confided in you about his past. But what? Rika, I don't know why you thought you had to lie about this, but I need to talk to Justin's former friends. Is that really necessary? Yes, I need to know why he was behaving so strangely before the accident. His friends might know something about him that you and Dracogen don't. But that doesn't make any sense. I think you're just overthinking this, Tyrion. Rika, Justin told you that he was heading to a scheduled meeting in Dracogen's office, but according to Dracogen, Justin wasn't even supposed to be in the refinery building yesterday. What? Rika, Justin might have lied to you. No. He would never do that. I need to know why he was up there. And so far, the statements that I've gotten for you and Dracogen don't explain that. I need to talk to people who might know things about him that you don't. Okay. I'll tell you where you can find them. Just promise me that you'll be safe, okay? Sorry, I wasn't trying to lie to you. It's okay, I'm assuming you had your reasons. But I need to know where I can find Justin's old friends. You probably know already, but a few years ago Justin got involved with a local street gang. They'd always hang around the beach area. But one day they discovered an abandoned house along the coastline, and they started spending most of their time there. It's that house, Tyrion. That's probably where you'll find Justin's old friends. So, that's why you were being so secretive. What? I'm sorry. Don't be. You were just trying to look out for me, right? Are you gonna be okay? I can get there with you if you'd like. No, it's okay. I'm sure you're busy with the cafe right now. And it's not as if I'll be going alone. Alright. Just don't push yourself too hard, okay? Yeah. Abandoned house, huh? But Tyrion? Are you okay? Yeah. Let's look around. Ha! Nice shot, Gavin. We've got company, Wyatt. Huh? Huh? What the hell do you want? Oh, what the hell? Get the hell away from my house. Tyrion? Oh, you wanna go? Heh, if you came looking for trouble, you sure found it. Okay. Let's all calm down and just stay out of this. Excuse me? What, you got cotton in your ears or something? Yes, actually. Why don't you go and repeat what you said? I said, stay out of this. Celeste? Yes? I'm sorry for losing my temper back there. I didn't mean to drag you into this. It's okay. Our emotions get the better of us sometimes. Celeste? Yes? I think you might have overdone it a bit. Nah. Celeste? Yes? I don't think he's breathing. Come on, just give him a second. See? He's perfectly fine. You're fine. Don't bother running. Even with a head start, I can easily catch up to you. Yep. Anyways, these two are probably Justin's former delinquent friends, right? Are you okay with talking to them? Yes, of course. Would you two happen to know the young man who died at the refinery yesterday? We're not gonna hurt you. We're not gonna hurt you anymore. We'd just like to ask you a few questions about Justin. Yeah, sure man, whatever you want. Alright, you two talk. I'll work on popping Gavin's shoulder back into place. You do that. I'm an attorney, by the way. Sorry, man, I know nothing about that. What can you tell me about Justin Wayne? I know there's no N in it, I realise this, but I've said it like that so many times that I'm just going to keep doing it. According to a few witnesses we spoke to, you used to be friends. Friends is kind of pushing it. Used to hang back in the day, but we don't know more. But he started talking to you again. Why? He just needed some of the old gear that he left at the house. Old gear? What kind of old gear? Yeah, you know, his thieves' tools. All the tools you need for lockpicking and safe cracking. What would Justin need lockpicking and safe cracking tools for? Well, he needed to get the gold that he owed your boss. Word has it that he was working for the merchant that owns the refinery. I guess the owner trusted him a lot. Justin said that he had a way to access the safe in the guy's house. Justin was always a whiz when it came to breaking and entering. He even had tools that could crack magical locks. Getting the gold out of that safe would have been an easy score for him. Did Justin tell you who he owed his debt to? Nah, man, he didn't say nothing. There's no point in playing dumb, just tell us what he told you. Did he give you a name? Answer the question. The Eye Taker. He owed gold to the Eye Taker. I think you may have handed me what he looks like a little bit early there, game, but sure. Well, let's have a look around. We have the ocean. We have some foliage. We have the house.
Repario Arcanum.
And I think I may be done with you. Hey, Tyrion? Yeah? Look at the house. What was that all about? I've never seen you get that angry before. And you said that it was your house. Yeah, it was my house. It was? Ever since we arrived in this city, you haven't really been yourself. If you want to talk about it, I'm fine. And I don't want to talk about it. You're not fine. I can see it on your face. Please, just talk to me. It's none of your business. Celeste, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to... Rika, do you know a criminal named the Eye Taker? The Eye Taker? Can't say I've ever heard of them. Are you in conflict with this villain? Do they seek to steal the Eye of Horus from you? No, not exactly. I guess I'll move somewhere else then. What can you tell me about this? Absolutely nothing. What can you tell me about this? Morrison, do you know about a criminal named the Eye Taker? The Eye Taker? Where did you hear that name? So you do know about them. Aye, I do. I've learned to keep my distance from them over the years. The Eye Taker is the criminal kingpin of this region. Every large criminal undertaken in this region happens under his watch. He's that big of a deal? Of course he is. More importantly, how did you hear about him? From what I hear, Justin Way owed him a huge debt. Justin owed him! I knew he used to run around with a bunch of rogues, but I never imagined. By the scale, Lord. The Eye Taker might be involved in Justin's death. Do you think someone like him could be behind this? Well, there's a saying we have about what happens when you go on his bad side. Let's just say, he reminds you why he has that name. Well, I feel like I have a lot of disparate bits and pieces right now. Hello, Mr. Cuthbert. I trust you're doing well. Yeah. We've spent some time looking into the accident and the people he knew just in. I think there might be more to this case than meets the eye. Oh? This is quite a lot to take in. Are you missing any valuables in your safe right now? No, actually, but after the accident, I did a careful inspection of the building. When I checked my office, I noticed that the lock on the safe was disengaged. The safe was opened, but you said there wasn't anything missing. That's right. When I saw the safe open like that, I was already worried that I'd been robbed. When I double-checked the contents, everything was accounted for. Because of that, I just assumed I'd forgotten to lock it. This doesn't make any sense. Maybe it was just a coincidence? I might believe that if it weren't for where my office is located. What do you mean? The walkway that Justin fell from leads to my office. There's a window there that overlooks the refinery. That would explain why Justin was there in the first place. I don't want to suspect one of my employees, especially one that isn't alive to defend himself from such accusations. But it all just fits too perfectly together. Except for one thing. Why wasn't anything stolen? Well, regardless, I think you have a pretty good case. So, does this mean you'll represent me? After what I've discovered, I won't just stand by and let Von Sanctus have his way. Well spoken. I'm glad to have you on my side, Mr. Cuthbert. Anyways, regardless of why, someone clearly magically tampered with the site of the accident. I doubt the court will find you at fault for what happened. Though... what's wrong? Civil cases are a lot less strict than criminal cases. If we present evidence suggesting foul play using magic, they'll treat this exactly like our other cases. Yeah, they might stall the trial until they find out exactly what happened. With this accident, all we have to go on is witness accounts. Finding concrete evidence of what happened could very well be impossible. It looks like you have your work cut out for you. I just hope things turn out okay in the end. Literally anything could happen. I can't believe this. I have more important things to do than resolve your petty squabbles for you. Yes, the missing ship of your betrothed. Listen, the sooner you help me resolve this mess with Dracogen, the sooner you can return to being the prince's lapdog. That is to say, once I'm not preoccupied with this case, House von Stratus can provide the resources that you and the Inquisition need. I suppose I don't have a choice, do I? Well, at least this case should be relatively straightforward. They never are.